Welcome to my official review on Drake's new album, ICEMAN. Let's get into it. I think that personally, Drake definitely dropped a really solid album, and this album was definitely anticipated for a lot of Drake fans because 2 years after the beef, people are wondering where Drake's mind is at mentally, physically, all that. And we get an album from Drake that is very personal to him. And although Drake's not at his most happiest mental state, we are getting some of the most reflective and solid best rapping performances on Drake album ever since 2018. Songs like Make Them Cry, or you're getting 3 beat switches, a moody vocal sample, and then a boom bap production, and then a fire slow pace of drums towards the end. It's beautiful how the beats interconnect to make one just great instrumental. Then you got a song later down the track list, like a plot twist, where it's this grimy, just hard-hitting trap banger by Drake with these sinister strings and these hard-hitting drums, which have a great balance on Drake's performance that is more, high octane. But not high octane in the sense that he's yelling, but it just makes it so just grimy. And it's such like a, teeth, teeth biting banger by Drake on this one. Songs like National Treasures, where we're getting a fire first half. Although the second half wasn't amazing, I still messed with it. It was still a passable second half. I like that sort of underwater production in that second half. Also, another song I messed with was Make Them Remember. That was a song that was one of my favorites off of the album because I love the beat, and I think that Drake came in, though there were a lot of disses, I think it has a great tuneful appeal on this one. I love the rapping performance by Drake. It's sort of like a middle of the ocean type of performance that I like. So I do mess with that song. Some songs that I'm not crazy on is Dust, Make Them Know. Some of them are one note, moments in the album. Another song that I am not a huge fan of, which comes towards, in the middle of the track list, I would say, and that's a Don't Worry. I think the vocals are very artificial. They're very, processed. They don't sound, like real Drake R&B music. So I dislike that track as a whole. And a Little Birdie, which is a song that I can understand people like, but it's just not a song that I'm going to go back to. Overall, I'm going to give a final rating. I gave a 7.7 before. I think I'm going to bump that down to a 7.5 on 10. So, barely down. I think that this is a solid comeback album for Drake. I think that the rapping performances are super strong. Songs like Make Them Cry, Make Them Remember, Make Them Pay was a great sample. That Overcast and Fly Williams production was incredible. So the highs are super high. I think there are some parts in that album that didn't need to get added, but I really did mess with this project, and I think that this is the best solo Drake album in this decade. I do like Her Lost March just because I feel like, there's more consistency within the track list. But I think that this is a very solid album, and although I did not like Khabibti or Man of Honor at all, those weren't albums that we were anticipating. We were anticipating Iceman and Iceman only, and that came out, and that was a highlight Drake album for me. And I think that Drake really proved that maybe, and I think that the rap side of Drake is still in him. You're getting some beautiful meditative tracks as well, showing his versatility, rapping the rap from, with a song like Firm Friends, which was a song that was also very solid and just reflective song by Drake, talking about how, there is this, he has stuck with, these friends that have been with him ever since the beginning of his career, and his team has made such an impact on his career as a whole. The producers like 40, Manish, Boy Wonder, these are guys that has crafted Drake's sound, and I think that it's a very mature song for Drake to come out with. And just this album as a whole, I think, does and will get flack, but I do really mess, with this rapping performance by Drake throughout the album. And again, it's not an album that is amazing. It's not an album that is a Take Care level performance or Nothing Was the Same. Not even a Her Loss, in my opinion. But coming off of a battle, we didn't need Drake to follow it up with a revolutionary project. Just make a step up from the Certified Lover Boy for all the dogs. Also, I wanted to talk about the songs that had features on it. So let's talk about Future and Molly Santana on Run from Atlanta. I think that the Future performance, when you get to that second half, where he comes off with a bang right off the jump, I love that second part of the song by Future, and the Molly Santana part is cool. I like it. It's catchy, it's fun, and that's a nice breakthrough moment for Molly Santana on the second, or just more safely, top 5 most popular artists in music history. So that was a nice breakthrough moment for Molly. Bees on the Table, 21 Savage. Look, it's not a generational 21 Savage verse that was on the level as a Rich Flex, or even a Major Distribution, or Broker Boys, or it's not on that level. But it's sleepy, but it's very catchy. It sticks in my head. It's not a bad hook by 21 at all. And that's with the bees on the table, bees on the table. It was really catching me for me. So all in all, solid Drake album. It's not perfect. There are, parts of the album that, weren't great. But overall, it's a good step-up album for Drake. 7.5 on 10. What are your guys' opinion on Drake's new album, ICEMAN, that came out on May 15th? A huge rollout. But let me know what you guys felt about this beef, and let me know how you guys felt about this album and Habib TM Man of Honor. And that is it. Peace.